For years, Linda thought it was just part of getting older. She'd step out of bed and feel that familiar tightness in her knees. Climbing stairs became slower, more cautious. Long walks she used to enjoy with friends now left her with a dull, lingering ache. Her doctor called it normal wear and tear. Her friends nodded and said, "Same here." But something about that explanation never sat right with her. Because deep down, Linda didn't feel weak. She wasn't out of shape. She ate well, stayed active, and tried to do everything right. So why was her body pushing back with pain, tightness, and fatigue? Here's the truth that changed everything for her, and for thousands of others just like her. Knee pain isn't just about cartilage wearing thin or age catching up. It's a message, a signal, your body's way of asking for support. And often, that support isn't found in a pill or a procedure, but in a shift in how you nourish, move, and listen to your body's biology. The real culprit behind most joint pain isn't just overuse or inflammation. It's a breakdown of your body's inner scaffolding, collagen. What most people don't realize is that your body naturally produces collagen, the protein that holds your joints, ligaments, cartilage, and tissues together. But after the age of 25, that production starts to decline. By your 40s and 50s, your collagen levels may be cut in half. The result? Stiffness, slower recovery, that grinding feeling behind your kneecap. Not because you're weak, but because your structure is missing key materials. The good news? You can change that, naturally, gently, effectively, without expensive supplements or complex routines. In this video, we'll walk through a research-backed protocol to support knee repair using tools you already have, your breath, your movement, and your kitchen. We'll explore why pain is not just physical but neurological, how timing influences healing, and what kind of movement rebuilds, not breaks down, your joints. This isn't about masking symptoms. It's about restoring something deeper. If you've ever felt frustrated by your body's slow recovery, if you've been told there's nothing you can do, but your intuition says otherwise, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Number 1. The hidden culprit behind most knee pain, collagen breakdown. When Linda first started noticing her knee pain, she did what most of us do. She blamed age. She remembered her mom walking with a slight limp in her 60s, remembered neighbors who once jogged now using canes, and figured, well, this is just what happens, right? So she stretched a little more, took over-the-counter pain relievers, even tried a glucosamine supplement she saw on TV, but nothing really made a difference. The stiffness was still there. The aching came back every time she walked more than a block. It wasn't until she stumbled across one overlooked piece of information that things finally clicked. Her pain wasn't just from aging. It was from collagen breakdown. Collagen is the most abundant structural protein in the human body. It forms the flexible framework of your cartilage, ligaments, and joint tissue. It's what gives your knees their bounce, shock absorption, and fluid movement. Think of collagen like the rebar in concrete. It's what keeps your structure strong, stable, and resilient under pressure. But here's the part no one told Linda, and maybe no one's told you either. Your body's ability to produce collagen starts to decline as early as your mid-20s. By age 40, you may be producing 30 to 50% less collagen than you did in your 20s. That decline speeds up with stress, poor sleep, high sugar diets, and lack of movement. So even if your bones are healthy, even if your workouts are consistent, if your collagen is low, the scaffolding around your joints begins to fray. And you feel it step by step, stair by stair. In fact, research shows that signs of cartilage degeneration often appear years before major symptoms. The damage begins quietly. Then one day, you notice yourself hesitating before standing, adjusting your gait to avoid that sting in the knee. Here's the lesson. Pain is often the final message. The breakdown started long before you noticed it. But just as collagen wears down over time, it can also be rebuilt, if you know how to support the process. And that's where we go next. understanding why collagen production drops, what accelerates it, and most importantly, how to start turning it back on. Number 2, what makes collagen decline and how to stop it. When Linda finally understood that her knee pain was rooted in collagen loss, her first question was, why now? Why did it feel fine for so long, and then suddenly start falling apart? The answer wasn't sudden at all. It had been building quietly for years, like a slow leak under the floorboards, hidden, but steadily weakening the foundation. Collagen doesn't disappear overnight. It declines gradually, but certain factors speed up that decline, especially in the joints. Let's look at a few of the biggest culprits. First, glycation. This happens when sugar molecules in your bloodstream bind to collagen fibers. It stiffens them, like glue hardening rubber bands. The more processed sugar and refined carbs in your diet, the more brittle your collagen becomes. Second, oxidative stress. Think of this as biological rust. Every day your body produces free radicals, tiny unstable molecules that damage healthy cells. When you're exposed to too much pollution, stress, alcohol, or lack of sleep, your antioxidant defenses get overwhelmed and collagen takes the hit. Third, nutrient deficiencies. Even if you eat plenty of protein, your body still needs specific building blocks to make collagen: glycine, proline, hydroxyproline, and vitamin C. Without them, the factory slows down or stops entirely. Fourth, lack of movement. Joints aren't just passive hinges. They rely on gentle pressure and motion to draw in nutrients and stimulate repair. Sedentary lifestyles, or only doing the same repetitive movements, mean the tissues around the knee don't get the stimulus they need to stay strong. Linda's daily routine had slowly shifted over the years. She wasn't eating poorly, but her meals were low in collagen-rich foods. She was moving, but mostly walking, no strength work. And her stress levels, especially during the pandemic, had quietly taken a toll on her sleep and energy. It wasn't one big mistake. It was a collection of small, invisible habits adding up over time. Here's the encouraging part. Just like small habits erode collagen, small changes can restore it. A squeeze of lemon in warm water, a cup of bone broth before a walk, a little breathwork to downshift your nervous system. These things matter, and they add up faster than you think. In the next section, we'll look at one of the most misunderstood parts of pain and why fixing your knees isn't just about muscles and tissue, but about what your brain believes. Number 3, pain is not just physical, it's neurological. Linda once described her knee pain as unpredictable. Some days, it barely registered. Other days, it flared up from something as simple as stepping off a curb. Her doctor showed her scans, no severe damage, nothing that should be causing that much discomfort. But the pain was real and persistent. That's when she learned something that changed her relationship with pain forever. Pain doesn't start in the knee. It starts in the brain. Now that doesn't mean the pain is imaginary. Quite the opposite. It means pain is a perception, not just a sensation. Your brain collects signals from your nerves, assesses context, scans your emotions, and then decides, is this dangerous? If the answer is yes, even subtly, your brain amplifies the pain response. It turns up the volume. This is especially common in people with chronic joint issues, where the brain has learned to expect pain and then creates it even in the absence of new injury. It's called central sensitization, and it's one of the most important concepts in modern pain science. You can think of it like a smoke detector that's gotten too sensitive. It starts going off not only when there's fire, but when there's toast burning in the kitchen. It's not broken, but it's miscalibrated. For Linda, this helped explain why her knees hurt more after stressful weeks, after poor sleep, or during moments of emotional overwhelm. Her body wasn't falling apart. Her brain was on high alert. And here's the hopeful part. Just as your brain can learn to amplify pain, it can also learn to quiet it. Simple practices like slow, deep nasal breathing, mindful movement, and retraining safe movement patterns help tell your brain, this is okay. You're safe. we can turn the volume down. In fact, research has shown that even 10 minutes a day of deep diaphragmatic breathing can lower pain perception without changing anything in the physical joint. Because sometimes, calming the brain is the medicine the body needs. Here's the lesson. Healing doesn't start at the surface. It starts at the signal. And in the next part, we'll explore how to send the right signal through a simple homemade collagen blend that supports both your tissue and your nervous system from the inside out. Number 4. Homemade collagen, nature's rebuild tool. After learning that her pain wasn't just physical, but also neurological, Linda felt something she hadn't felt in a long time: hope. She realized that her body wasn't broken. It was simply missing the right support. Not just movement, not just mindset, but nourishment. And that's when she discovered one of the simplest, most powerful tools to help her joints rebuild: homemade collagen. Now, when most people hear collagen, they think of expensive powders or trendy beauty supplements. But here's the truth. Your body doesn't care how fancy the packaging is. It cares about raw materials. Collagen is made of 3 primary amino acids: glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline. These are the bricks your body uses to repair cartilage, ligaments, and the soft connective tissue that supports your knees. And while most modern diets are rich in muscle meats like chicken breast or steak, they're almost completely deficient in these collagen-building amino acids. That's because the richest sources are the parts we've been taught to throw away. Skin, bones, tendons, things our grandparents simmered into soups and broths. That's where homemade collagen blends come in. Here's the recipe Linda started with every morning. 1 teaspoon of grass-fed gelatin powder, juice of half a lemon, or a small pinch of vitamin C powder, 1 cup of warm water, not boiling, optional, a pinch of cinnamon or a few drops of honey for flavor. She'd stir it, let it bloom for a minute, and sip it slowly. Nothing fancy, nothing expensive, but something her body immediately recognized as nourishment. Why gelatin? When dissolved in warm water, it becomes bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use it right away. Why vitamin C? Because it's the activation key. It helps your body convert proline into hydroxyproline and stabilize collagen fibers. Within just a few days, Linda noticed small shifts. Her knees felt less stiff in the morning. Her body moved a little more easily. And more importantly, she felt like she was finally participating in her own healing. Here's the lesson. You don't need complicated products to heal. You need the right building blocks, delivered simply and consistently. And timing matters too, not just what you take, but when you take it. In the next section, we'll explore the powerful 60-minute window that can turn your collagen drink into a true regeneration protocol. Number 5. The 60-minute repair window, when timing becomes medicine. By now, Linda had built a new morning rhythm. She'd wake up, stir her warm collagen drink, squeeze in the lemon, and sip it quietly at the kitchen table. It became a small ritual, not just to ease her knees, but to reconnect with her body. But one morning, she learned something that made this habit even more powerful. It wasn't just the drink itself that mattered. It was what she did afterward. Here's what the science shows. When you consume collagen, especially in the form of gelatin or hydrolyzed peptides, those key amino acids like glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline enter your bloodstream within about 30 to 60 minutes. That's your window. That's the moment your body is ready to deliver those materials to the places that need repair, but only if you give it a reason to. And the reason is movement. Studies from UC Davis and the Australian Institute of Sport have shown that consuming collagen with vitamin C 1 hour before light joint loading activity, like walking, squats, or resistance bands, doubles collagen synthesis in the tissues. Why? Because movement sends a signal to your cells, specifically your fibroblasts, that says, hey, we need to rebuild here. And when collagen is already circulating, your body can act immediately. Think of it like this. You're repairing a road. The materials collagen arrive just as the crew movement shows up. Timing it right means progress happens fast, but if the workers show up late, or the materials never arrive, nothing gets fixed. That's why Linda paired her morning drink with just 5 to 10 minutes of gentle movement, a short walk around the block, a few slow squats using the kitchen counter, gentle step-ups or climbing stairs at a comfortable pace. It wasn't intense. It wasn't long, but it was precisely timed, and that made all the difference. Here's the takeaway. The best nutrition in the world doesn't work if it's not aligned with your biology, and when it is, even the smallest habits become medicine. Next, we'll go deeper into the kinds of movement that actually stimulate collagen production, especially in the knees, and how just 5 minutes a day can start to change everything. Number 6. 5 minutes of movement that rebuild knees. When Linda first heard the word exercise, she winced almost as much as her knees did on a bad day. She pictured gym workouts, jumping, lunges, weights, things that felt not only uncomfortable but impossible. She was afraid that moving her knees would make the pain worse. But then she learned something that changed her entire approach. Healing movement isn't about doing more, it's about doing the right kind of less. That's what the science tells us. Your joints respond to something called mechanical loading, which simply means applying gentle, intentional stress to the tissue. Not pain, not pounding, but pressure that tells your body, this area is still needed, please repair it. When that happens consistently, your body begins to lay down more collagen, reinforce cartilage, and restore function. It's like watering a plant just enough, not too much, not too little, to help it grow stronger. So what kind of movement works best for knees? Here are 4 joint-safe, research-backed exercises Linda began doing in just 5 minutes a day. 1 wall sit. Stand with your back against a wall. Slide down until your thighs are almost parallel to the floor, and hold for 30 seconds. Why it works? It activates the quadriceps without putting strain on the joint. Great for building knee stability. 2 terminal knee extensions, TKEs, use a resistance band behind your knee. Straighten the legs slowly, pause, and release. Why it works? Strengthens the VMO, a small but critical muscle that helps align the kneecap properly. 3 step-ups using a low stair or platform. Step up with 1 foot, then step down slowly. Alternate legs. Why it works? Mimics real-world movement while gently loading the knee through its natural range. 4 backward walking. If you have access to a safe surface or treadmill, walk slowly in reverse. Why it works? Activates muscles that often go underused, especially the hamstrings and calves, while minimizing joint impact. Linda started with just 2 of these. No pressure, no perfection. She picked a time that felt good, right after her collagen drink, and built a short routine she could actually stick to. And within a few weeks, she noticed something powerful. She wasn't avoiding stairs anymore. She wasn't bracing for pain every time she stood up. Her knees felt dependable again. Here's the lesson. Your body adapts to what you ask of it, gently, consistently, and with respect. In the next section, we'll explore something even deeper. How your nervous system plays a key role in whether or not your body decides to heal, and why feeling safe inside is the final signal your joints may be waiting for. Number 7. Why your body won't heal if your brain doesn't feel safe. For weeks, Linda had been doing everything right. She was drinking her collagen blend every morning. She was moving gently afterward, step-ups, wall sits, even a little backward walking. She felt more stable, but there were still days where the pain crept back in, seemingly out of nowhere. That's when she learned a truth that most people, even doctors, don't talk about. Your body can't heal if your brain doesn't feel safe. You see, your nervous system has 2 main modes. One is fight or flight, activated by stress, tension, anxiety. The other is rest and repair, where healing, rebuilding, and collagen synthesis actually happen. But here's the challenge. Most of us live in the first mode. Constant deadlines. Sleep that's cut short. Scrolling late into the night. Even subtle worries about our health, our future, our mobility keep our bodies in a low-level alert state. And when your brain is in that survival mode, it sends a message to your body. This is not the time to grow, just survive. That means healing slows, inflammation rises, and your joints, no matter how well nourished or gently exercised, don't get the full benefit of your effort. This was Linda's missing link. She wasn't doing anything wrong, but her nervous system hadn't been invited into the healing process. So she began adding just one small shift to her routine: 5 minutes of slow, nasal breathing right after movement. She'd sit down, close her eyes, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2, exhale slowly for 6, repeat, nothing fancy, no app, just breath and presence. Within days, she noticed deeper sleep, more calm, and fewer random pain days. Because they weren't random at all, her nervous system was finally allowing her body to heal. Here's the lesson: your nervous system is the gatekeeper of healing. When you calm the brain, you open the door to regeneration. And that door opens even wider when you nourish your body from the inside out. In the next section, we'll explore the often overlooked nutrients that help collagen do its job, and how small additions to your meals can make a big difference in your knees. Number 8. The forgotten nutrients that boost joint repair. By now, Linda had created a strong foundation: collagen in the morning, gentle movement to activate repair, breathwork to calm her system. But she was curious. Was there anything else her body needed to fully rebuild? And the answer was yes. Collagen may be the bricks of joint repair, but like any construction project, you also need the tools to assemble the structure. Those tools, micronutrients. They're often overlooked, but without them, collagen can't form properly, no matter how much gelatin or bone broth you drink. Let's start with the most essential. Vitamin C. We've talked about this before, but it bears repeating. Without vitamin C, your body can't convert proline into hydroxyproline, the step that stabilizes the collagen triple helix. Linda began adding a squeeze of lemon to her collagen drink, or eating a few slices of orange after. Small act, big difference. Zinc supports tissue repair and immune function. It also helps enzymes involved in collagen synthesis do their job. Sources: pumpkin seeds, oysters, chickpeas. Copper less talked about but critical. Copper assists in forming strong cross-linked collagen fibers. Sources: liver, cashews, dark chocolate. Magnesium. This one is a game changer for joints and muscles. It helps relax tissues, reduce inflammation, and supports deep sleep, where most tissue repair happens. Linda began taking a magnesium glycinate supplement before bed and noticed fewer nighttime aches and deeper rest. B vitamins: B1, B12. These support nerve function and energy metabolism, both crucial when your body is actively repairing. Low B12 has even been linked to increased joint pain and poor tissue healing. Sources: eggs, grass-fed beef, leafy greens, nutritional yeast. Within a few weeks of focusing on food, adding in broth-based soups, roasted vegetables, nuts, seeds, and more colorful produce, Linda didn't just feel less pain. She felt more alive. Here's the lesson: your body knows how to rebuild, but only if you give it everything it needs, not just the big things, but the little things too. In the next section, we'll bring this all together and zoom out, because healing your knees is powerful, but what if it's also a doorway to something even bigger? A stronger, more resilient you from the inside out. Number 9. Aligning your inner environment: sleep, stress, sugar. Linda was doing almost everything right. Her collagen drink, check. Movement and breathwork, daily. Micronutrients. She was more mindful than ever, but something still felt off. Some mornings her knees were still a little stiff. Some evenings her recovery felt slower. That's when she discovered a truth that transformed everything. Your body can't fully repair if your inner environment is working against you. You can have all the right inputs: collagen, movement, micronutrients. But if your internal biology is signaling stress, inflammation, or instability, your body simply can't shift into healing mode. Let's look at the 3 most important inner levers to align. Sleep, the regeneration window. During deep sleep, your body produces growth hormone, which is critical for tissue repair, especially collagen synthesis. Without enough of it, your body falls behind in rebuilding what your joints need most. Linda realized her sleep was fragmented. Late-night phone scrolling, unpredictable bedtimes, not enough wind down. So she made a change. No screens an hour before bed, warm magnesium tea, and a consistent 9:30 p.m. wind down ritual. Within days, she woke up with less stiffness and more energy. The small lesson: rebuilding knees starts at night. Rest isn't a luxury, it's biological necessity. Stress, the silent collagen blocker. Chronic stress raises cortisol, which directly interferes with collagen production and ramps up inflammation. When you're stressed, your body focuses on short-term survival, not long-term repair. Linda added just 5 minutes of slow nasal breathing midday. She also started walking after lunch instead of checking emails. Her pain didn't just decrease, her sense of control grew. The small lesson: calm isn't a mood, it's medicine. Blood sugar, the hidden saboteur. Most people don't realize this, but blood sugar spikes create molecules called advanced glycation end products, which actually stiffen collagen, making it more brittle and prone to breakdown. Linda loved her afternoon snack, granola bars or fruit juice, but swapped them for protein-fat combos like a boiled egg and a few almonds. She also began walking for 10 minutes after dinner. The small lesson: balance your plate and your knees will thank you. Here's the big picture. You can't rebuild tissue in a body stuck in chaos. But when you align sleep, manage stress, and stabilize sugar, you create the ideal environment for healing to take root. And now, with the biology aligned and the daily actions in place, we'll zoom out and bring it all together. Because this journey isn't just about knee pain. It's about reclaiming your strength from the inside out. You're not falling apart. You're rebuilding. When Linda first felt that tight pinch behind her knee going up the stairs, she assumed what many of us do: I'm getting older. When the stiffness lingered, when the aches became part of her mornings, she quietly braced herself for what she thought was inevitable decline. But as you've seen throughout this journey, the truth is far more hopeful. You're not falling apart. Your body is simply asking for support. Support in the form of collagen, movement, micronutrients, better rest, and nervous system calm. Support through timing, rhythm, and daily consistency, not intensity. When Linda shifted from fighting her pain to listening to it, something changed. She stopped seeing her body as the enemy and started seeing it as a living, intelligent system waiting for the right tools to repair. So here's what I want you to take away. Pain is not weakness. It's a signal, a messenger. And when you respond with wisdom instead of frustration, your biology responds right back with healing. Just like Linda, you can. Sip your morning collagen with intention. Walk for 5 minutes knowing every step is laying down new tissue. Breathe deeply and know that you're rewiring pain from the inside out. Sleep like it's therapy, not just rest. You're not broken. You're rebuilding. And this path isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Small steps taken daily that build a body you can depend on. So I'll leave you with a challenge. Start tomorrow. Make the collagen drink. Move gently. Breathe deeply. And repeat. Track how you feel for 7 days. Not just physically, but emotionally. Because when your joints start moving with ease again, your confidence returns too. And if this video gave you a shift in perspective, consider subscribing. Not because of algorithms, but because we're building a community here. A space for people who are done with quick fixes and ready to rebuild, body and mind, one choice at a time. You're not alone. You're not declining. You're becoming someone stronger, more aware, more in charge of their own healing. And that's a future worth walking into.